looked in the mirror. So many people standing there. I walked towards them into the floodlight.
Welcome and thanks for watching the channel. This is the Reader Mailbag. I've done these a few times. Now, the mailbag comes from a few places this week. One is very interesting. But to start things off, I just want to say that the people that have commented recently on some of the recent videos and shared some of their insight, I really appreciate that. I always appreciate people providing insights into the bands that I enjoy, of course. And I especially like when musicians reach out to me. Like, a lot of times they don't reach out to me on my channel. They may send a message on Facebook or something like that, showing their respect for like the Bay City Rollers or the Ramones, and their appreciation that, you know, someone's doing videos about this stuff, right? So I appreciate all that. But this has been a good week, learning and getting some insight from people, and it's exactly what I asked for. So even though like this is not a huge channel, you know, somehow I do manage to bump into people that have information or they have a passion for this stuff, and I really appreciate it. So that was the first half. Now the second half is just a weird one where I made a post on Facebook and I made it public, which is very seldom do I do this, but this one I made public to draw out kind of assholes. Let's be honest. And what it was a post about American foreign policy and how it's changed with the recent published, you know, policy. And the funny thing is, I was expecting like MAGA to show up or whatever, drag their asses out of bed, but it wasn't. One more Egg Donnelly, who I read has been informed by her doctor that she's not supposed to interact with this shit on Facebook, came onto a post about American foreign policy and started blasting me about BCR related stuff. And it became obvious that what her plan is to frame the fact that I used as a primary resource something that was published in a magazine. Because I used that as a primary resource, it shows that I'm not against violence towards women or whatever. And it's just a complete bullshit story, because I've been watching this abuse roll out, and it's daily and it's daily. And on the exact same post where she's saying things like this, she is attacking Eileen Longmuir and posted the photo, which it's a fine photo to post, but it was a photo where Eileen was celebrating because Alan was going to be able to get back to Scotland while he was very, very sick, right? And it fell with a thud, because everyone who sees it is like, it's just creepy that you're doing this. Like, but she doesn't see it as creepy. And that's fine. Now, I had trouble kind of deciding to make this video, because it's like people were like, oh, you know, she's ill. She's been told by her doctor not to do that. Then why are you doing it? You know, and if you think you're going to attack me with this stuff, do you think I'm not going to say anything? You know? And then there are lies. The lies continue. I mentioned about her saying that the Rollers didn't play. I didn't say that. Well, I have the emails from YouTube from a long time ago. You did say that, or you agreed with it. I didn't say it. Yeah, you agreed with it. You know, there's this whole thing where, as I say, apparently she's been told to stay out of this shit on Facebook because it's causing stress. Well, let me tell you about stress. How about you make a video about every Bay City Rollers record and talk about them playing? And then a bunch of assholes show up on your channel saying they didn't actually fucking play, you idiot. Right? And then you're like, oh, am I a fucking idiot? Right? And then you find out, no, they're idiots. And now they cry. How dare anyone say anything? it's making me ill. Well, it makes me fucking ill. It made me ill. But I don't go out there crying, saying, oh my goodness, they're killing me. But the reality is, yeah, of course that causes stress in my life. And when you go around attacking everyone and then they finally get fed up with your bullshit, that might cause stress in your life. It very well could. And I don't want to mention it, but coming onto my Facebook on a post that has nothing to do with any of this shit, and then posting garbage like that, well, of course, I'm going to fucking say something. But I want to remind people that this person is not a ringleader of anything. They are a pawn. The people that are the ringleaders are people that are either jealous or afraid. And they attack because of this. Okay? So they are losers. And it disgusts me, some of the people that are involved with this or put up with it. But that's the way it is. So, yeah, that's the reader mailbag. But I do want to be a little bit serious here and say to people, listen, I have mentioned before that there are absolute psychopaths in the community. And I saw a post where someone mentioned that their employer had been contacted because they had disagreed with some of these people, which is absolute psychopathy in my opinion. And, unless whatever their behavior has to do with something around their ability to do their job, that's completely unacceptable, right? But that's hearsay, and I don't know exactly what happened with that, but I would love to cover it when people get down to the nitty-gritty of what happened. But my point is this. There are absolutely dangerous people because they never grew up in the community, and you have to watch out for it, And I don't expect anyone to stand up and talk about any of this stuff because you're putting your own, yourself in the line of fire of people that you don't know. And there's no cure for psychopathy. So if there are people out there that are psychopaths, you're not going to cure it. That's often why I say now, I don't expect any of this to end because I'm making this video, but I'm letting people know what's going on. But it's not going to end because I've watched and it continues and it will continue. I think I was naive early on saying, oh, well, I'm just going to prove you wrong. They don't care. They'll just lie. Right? They'll just lie. I didn't say that. Whatever. So, be safe. And for anyone that gets hurt in all of this shit, that's... I mean, come on. We're talking about a pop band. And people are willing to try to destroy people over it. Very, very, very sad. But this continues as it always has. Anyway, I'm going to go out on a song this time. Thanks for all the people that write in, even the weirdos that go onto my Facebook timeline and try to comment there. It's always interesting. Here's a song to go out on.
Looked in the mirror, so many people standing there. I walked towards them into the floodlights. I heard no echo. There was distortion everywhere. I felt my ego. I felt Roberto standing there. Found my transcendence. It played in mono, painted blue. You were the hero. I was the dark room. Shine a light in your eyes. took the acid under the white horses. My heart it quicker. I could not tear myself away. Became addiction. If you see darkness, look away. I'm a shining light in your eyes. You're probably shining back on me, but I won't fall this time. With Godspeed, I'll heed the signs. Oh, glorious world. Oh, poles away, valleys gone wild. Connect us to love and keep us peaceful for a while. I'm a shining light in your eyes. You're probably shining back on me, but I won't fall this time. With Godspeed,